You're live. Drive with me, YouTube.
Great. Do you think this is safe for your phone?
Yeah. Yes, anak.
What if it falls down?
It won't.
Or the tape, or the wind blows the tape off?
It won't.
See? Tape's
What?
is already trying to get off.
No.
It wasn't made for this.
It's okay, babe. What?
So I took a bite out of a tree. Some bad biddy tid. That and a bunch of other lies. Somebody wants to have a little more stuff. Somebody once told me that the world was winning at home. Somebody once told me that the world was winning much more stuff. Somebody took a bite out of a tree.
It's gonna take like half an hour, right, baby?
Yes, I guess so. Yes, so.
Are you excited, Nak, to go to the Philippines?
Yes.
You wanna go to Malaysia, Kuala Lumpur?
Sure, yes.
And then take the train to Bangkok?
Sure.
And then go to Singapore? And then go back to Manila?
Yay, lots of overstaying. Yeah, I get to be in a buttload of countries.
You don't sound excited.
Yeah.
It's too windy.
Yes, it is.
Is your window open?
No.
Oh, yes, these two. Delay, May kamano nga awid mo di Philippines be? May kamano nga awid mo? Your first awid was when you were 6 months. 6 months old.
60 months old.
6 months. 6 months.
60?
6.
Oh, 6.
6 months.
6.
And then the following day, nag 7 months kan. Yeah. So yeah, that's your first time going home to the Philippines. I think it was June. Kasi October ka na yan, November, December, January, February, March, April, May, June. Yeah, around that time. And then nagawid kayo manin kini Lula. And then nagawid tayo nga talo. And then during the wedding, okay, I think this will be your 5th. Yes. Yeah, you were very good in the plane bay. Kung nada pwede gajay other passengers kat. Wow. Such behave, Bibi. Kung nada, Bibi. Ada ti Bibi piman nga sumanangit. But you were like sleeping like a rock. No, they noticed you garod ta. Wow, you were such behave, Bibi.
You know what I mean.
Every time I go to the washroom, I ask the neighbor at the back to look after you. Ay, baga, kuya, pakitingin-tingin naman. Mag-washroom lang. Sige, kung nadamat piman.
So very nice.
Yes.
I also remember there used to be iPads attached to the chair. Remember that?
What?
There used to be iPads,
Yeah.
on the chairs, and then you could play.
Hang iPad, baby. Computer lang. Monitor lang.
You could play little games.
Yeah. And then you can watch movies.
Yeah, I remember watching Pets Life too.
Yes.
And I also remember playing Mickey Mouse game.
Ayun, nag-boring lang ti agbiyahe.
Yeah, so all you do is sit, eat, go to the washroom, and look at the view.
Yeah.
Really like cool things, so it's very boring.
I wish we can fly first. You.
Yes, but not that much to do still.
You can lie down. More space.
Yeah. It's not like they give you, it's not like you're about to use your phone very much. So it's still. I've always liked being in the,
Where?
I've always been like, I've always
Why?
It's because it's because there's a bunch of statues that I really like, and also every single airport I've been to has that smell, you know,
What
and
smell?
that certain smell, you know, the smell of, you know, feeling like you're, instead of, you know, I'm freezing to death in a Canadian winter, you can be warmed up by the heaters probably in the airport. And instead of being burned in an airport in the Philippines, you have air conditioning. So yeah, it's always had that certain smell and feel.
Asbestos.
Yeah, but Canada has both of them, the heating and the air conditioning, but the Philippines just always stays air conditioning because it barely rains, and also
Nagtapod di jay.
it's never snows.
Somebody la 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 la.
Shrek.
Where?
Shrek.
Shrek 2.
I always like the third one more than the second.
Pay manuti Shrek.
3.
Oh, I want the Shrek 4.
I know Shrek 4 that the
Anya ni Shrek anak ogre?
Yes. And his friend Donkey and his wife
Fiona.
Fiona, and he also has a Mexican cat friend.
Wow, nyanagan na nga eh.
I don't know. Mr. Russ.
Ni Puss. Puss in Boots.
They could call him Mr. Burger.
Puss in Boots.
I think if they just called him Mr. Whiskers, it would have been more creative. To that.
Mr. Whiskers.
Yes. It would have been much more creative. The original is always better than like the sequel or the trilogy.
Of course, nothing beats the original.
Yes, unless prequel. That's kind of like the original. The prequel's kind of like the lore original, but like for example, maybe Shrek had a prequel. That's technically the original, but it's not. It's the prequels are usually released after the original. So
Yeah. Why? How come?
because prequels, it's kind of weird.
Can you release the prequel before the?
Then if you release the prequel before the original, then that itself would become the original.
It's not called prequel.
Yeah, it's only a prequel if you know that the original, if it comes up after the original, and then the story is just about the what transcended before the movie. So yeah, it's confusing.
No, yun, nag-line yan, delay. Yang ay mati sequel.
Sequel is you know, the second is going to probably continue the original film. It's not good. If the sequel is a prequel, then it's before the film. But a sequel is usually continuing. Or if a movie had like a cliffhanger, then the sequel would deliver of what happened on that cliffhanger.
Oh.
And after that, the series would probably close. But then there'd probably be a spin-off show, and that's
Nyati spin-off be.
it's basically similar to the original movie or show, but with different changes.
Oh.
Like for example, SpongeBob SquarePants had a Patrick show called the Patrick Show, and it was a spin-off of SpongeBob SquarePants. And instead of following SpongeBob and his adventures, it's following Patrick and his adventures. So it's a spin-off. It's basically the same character, same everything, but instead of you looking to SpongeBob's eyes, you look to a different character. That usually happens in spin-offs. Usually the names, changed a little bit, but it's always in the same world. You wouldn't make a spin off to I don't know, Shrek without it being in a swamp or in a medieval times. You can't make a Shrek you cannot make Shrek in modern times.
Why not?
Because that wouldn't make sense.
Why?
Because ogres and knights and castles and kings don't really exist now. Like instead of like we don't really have
Adam with kings and castles. Takta.
yes, but it's way more modern right now. It's way modern. It's not like everybody talks very like medieval. We talk like normal people.
Nyati medieval be.
It's a time period where people were developed enough to have a language, but not developed enough to make smartphones and cars. Well, they actually did make cars, but it was way after medieval. And back in medieval times, they didn't use cars or anything. They only really used horses. But yeah, that's basically half of their transport. And plus, it's not like you'd see a knight from the medieval times use a cell phone. That makes no sense. So yeah. So if you made a spin-off to Shrek, maybe the spin-off for Shrek would have followed one of Shrek's kids or another side character that we haven't seen but is still beloved. Big own, thing. But they still have, the original characters from the original film or show and still have the same, areas. It wouldn't make sense for example, Shrek to not make sense. And plus it would be like it would make sense. Plus what if they didn't have a that wouldn't make sense either. Because there's a castle in the original films, so it would make lots of sense for them to at least show a castle. Did I just go on a rant?
No, I don't know. What is a rant?
You just keep talking about a certain thing for a long period of time.
I thought a rant is like a negative thing.
No, you could rant about good things.
Oh really? But rant won't be the right term.
Yeah, I just ranted. I'll just use it though. I ranted for like 20 minutes about Shrek. Why? Why did I do that?
I don't know, because I was asking too many questions.
I think you knew the answer, but I just kept adding to it. It's kind of oh shoot, I don't know rant. Well, I will finish it. It is like getting a piece of candy. It's the box says only get one, and then you get one. Then you see somebody get two, and then you say to them, "Hey, you're only allowed to get one." And then they say, "It doesn't matter. Nobody's going to stop us." And then you grab two, and then they actually snitch on you. It's kind of weird. They said that you ate two, but they ate two as well. But maybe it's because that you technically ate three because you ate one and then another two. So
We have one viewer, Nala. Hello, Ate Nala Andres. We're coming.
how do you know?
I can see there's a viewer.
But how do you know it's her?
I saw her thing, Lime Pigeon.
Which is actually watching?
Yes.
Oh, I guess. Hi. Hi.
Ni hi ko na na. Hi, Lime Pigeon.
Hi. We're coming.
We're coming.
Do you like my